I've also been getting a lot of a little bit of magic. Yeah. I've actually modular
Yeah. Not for your shoulder.
He was the head administrator for the town, and that was the administrative building. So, anyways, it all kind of ties up. Anyhow, so when you get him up here, the basically the mules, it's just a matter of holding it here and here, so that you can above the pommel, swing it back and forth 2 or 3 times, get a feel for it, and then let go with both hands. Just like that. Okay?
You're talking a lot.
No. Practice like mad for the next 10 minutes,
Really
and you will look like a total pro for the next hour. You know, when everyone shows up. So, go for it. We like what? Okay.
Try to find a way.
Hear myself.
My love is real sister. Whenever they let me do something, I'll have more other stages, but that's all right. I only brought my compass. That's all I have. You know, you got to start somewhere. I don't think the Adobe has any type either. Have you guys come on here?
I think we try to do it annually. Actually, I haven't been here on my own.
Yeah. No, I haven't been here. I haven't been where
That's the best way.
I know where the good deals are. Of course, we have to tote all the plunder
Somebody that hasn't left that plastic bag out here for...
I don't know.
I mean, where did that come from?
Oh, that's our until.
Yeah, we need to get it out of sight. I get paranoid about it.
Tell me, I didn't even say anything. I tried to bring it, but I didn't see where anybody did.
the big house down.
The little baby,
Just don't swing them too hard.
I
Fly
know,
out.
baby will get seasick.
Be careful to put one of these on there and then this is what you do out. I know. And on the jacket here. On this thing. Oh, yeah. Could I take them with the common here when I turn it? Yeah. Give the candle.
I knew where the place was and I wanted to come.
Jim was going, what, shout louder or? A little louder.
Oh, really?
Not supposed to.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, awesome.
From Madrid that came to California in the 1700s. And it's a very sedate minuet. And maybe on this one we can get one. I doubt it though. It's called La Contradanza. It was a favorite of Monterey in 1801, 2, or maybe 3.
Keep it rolling.
Hey, on this Madonna, I've done the name drawing. Isn't that what I'm coming with
This is an Andalusian Moorish origin, and it also was a Tyrolean in the very first origin, played by shepherds. And then it came to Santa Barbara, the mission, and a neophyte Indian put it into this tempo a little faster. And a boy and a girl do the dance, and he wears a cap, and he tries to put it on the girl's head. But she's dancing and jumping around and he can't catch her. So, la cachucha, the cap. Sorry, I'm in the wrong key. Get my guitar mixed up. Moorish Andalusian. Thank you, gracias. Yeah, es todo. That is all for now. Is there somebody else lined up? Had a big fandango with a lot more people than these, and they played and sang and danced for 3 days and 3 nights. And true, and ate. So I will sing and pretend I'm the troubadour. And he is saying that he's very sad because in California, too many airplanes. Because he's just a poor musician. And who cares? Even now they don't care. Yo trovador, yo pobre, sin fortuna. Yo sé admirar la gracia de tu tez. Ah, yo te vi más bella que la luna. Yo sé admiré la gracia de tu tez. Proscrito yo en extranjero suelo. Ya no hay piedad de un triste trovador, proscrito yo en cierro suelo. Ya no hay piedad de un triste trovador. Proscrito yo en extranjero suelo, ya no hay piedad de un triste trovador. Proscrito yo en extranjero suelo, ya no hay piedad de un triste trovador. And then this fandango, it moved on down to Monterrey. And there, Jacob Lee's daughter, that was the niece of the governor, Vallejo. She was singing a song to her brother. And it says, your eyes are so beautiful that when God made them, he smiled. Again, this is a troubadour song, but she sings it. And she sings it dedicated to Jacob Lees Jr. It's called Tus Ojos. Son tus ojos, tus astros queridos, en la grata mansión deliciosa. Son tus ojos, mujer tan hermosos, que el eterno afamarlos sonrió. Son tus ojos que brillan al cielo, brillan siempre con luz apacible. Son tus ojos, mujer tan sensible, que el eterno sonrió. Norman Bernal, wouldn't you like to sit down? I know you're not supposed to be standing.
I am Luis Peralta, and I'm afraid that the storms kept some of the gringos and others from showing. But I wanted to say a few words about how I came to this Adobe. And Eduardo Garcia, where's Eduardo? There he is. He asked that I put together a few words. And so I had to think about what I did in my early days and how I got here. It took me a little while, but with the help of my children, I jotted down some of the thoughts. I bought this Adobe from Manuel Gonzalez. He was a compadre of mine. We rode together on the Anza expedition of 1775, 1776. Of course, he was much older. He was my father's age. I was 17 at the time that I came to this area. And I was born originally in Tubac, Arizona. Well, I think they call it Arizona now, but not when I was born there. And my father was one of Anza's favorites, which got me into some trouble because I was one of Anza's favorite soldiers' kids, and I was teased mercilessly for that. But in the end, it worked out to our benefit because Anza brought my father and my mother and my brothers and sisters on the trek here to San Jose. At first, I lived at the Presidio of San Francisco, which was what we were brought here to establish. Although I played with the children of Manuel Gonzalez, they came here directly to the Pueblo because they were pobladores and they had really no skills in being soldiers. And I see from time to time that Manuel had a long-arm rifle, but we gave it to him. It was an old rusty one, and he had no business soldiering, and so he was really a farmer. He was the oldest man in the Pueblo. We called him Old Man Gonzalez. He was 58 years old. Yes, Niño. In 1778, my family moved to the Mission Santa Clara area because my father was not well, and that's where he was being cared for. I was also stationed at the Monterrey Presidio in 1781. As soon as I was old enough to become a soldier, I became one. And then I was transferred 2 years later to the Presidio of San Francisco. I tried to marry a couple of the daughters of other soldiers, but I was not allowed, until finally I was given the hand of 13-year-old Maria Loreto Alviso. We married in 1784. The two of us had 17 children, 9 of them lived to adulthood. My oldest, Maria Teodora, she married Apollinario Bernal in 1801 at Mission Dolores. Now, as you know, the Bernals are a sordid and scurrious lot. I did not want my eldest daughter to marry into the Bernal family, but, you know, she was not so good looking. And I hadn't the choice. We had to let them marry. The people we hung out with in the early years, and I'm afraid some of them have gone on, were the Peralta, the Berriasas, the Castros, Alvisos. And this place was built around 1797, más o menos. I wasn't exactly sure the date this was built because I was not here. But eventually, Manuel Gonzalez got into trouble. He was supposed to go to jail for a petty theft. And instead of sitting in the Juzgado, which was over here on Post Street, he escaped to Monterrey, which is with his wife, leaving behind his children and his property. So the Comandante of Monterrey sent correspondence here asking what are we going to do with Gonzalez's children. That was finally settled, and he was caught, brought back here, put in jail for a little while, and he actually lived a few more years until 1804, where he died in this adobe. A friend of mine, Sergeant Macario Castro, he paid for the funeral. It was 12 pesos, because at that point, old man Gonzalez had no money. So I got this adobe pretty cheap. The farm that you see over here beyond my pear orchard, that belonged to Jose Tiburcio Vasquez, and we've been having a lot of problem with his grandson, Tiburcio Vasquez, who I think, because of his juvenile delinquency, may end up hanging by a rope, I'm afraid. I was appointed comisionado of the Pueblo in 1807, and I served that function until 1822, when this territory was taken over by Mexico, and they disbanded the post at that time. And my duties were basically to make sure that everything ran smoothly here. It was a military post that I had, and my job was to keep people from going crazy, and this was a very crazy place at the time. San Jose was sort of known as the problem Pueblo, California at that time. I'm afraid to say they blamed me a lot for the fact that people were burning people's homes down. There was a lot of drunkenness, a lot of poker playing, a lot of indecent acts. But I did my best, and they really didn't give me a lot to maintain this town. But we maintained it well enough to send about 50,000 pounds of food every quarter to the presidios of San Francisco and Monterrey. And in 1820, I was fortunate enough, after having served God and country, to receive the grant of San Antonio, which was 45,000 acres. It was the largest, I'm told, of all the ranchos in the northern part of California, and it was equal to some of those in Southern California. It encompassed the area that is now Oakland, Berkeley, Alameda, and San Leandro. My 4 sons managed that property, but I chose to remain here in this adobe and be with my friends, a lot of the invalidos from when I served as a soldier, and I remained a soldier for 25 years, finally retiring to this home, where I left this property to my 2 daughters who never got married. I suppose they were a little bit less handsome than Teodoro, who did marry that poor, misfortunate Bernal boy. Thank you very much. Enjoy the day.
Mi canción lejos mi canción del pueblo de Juan la luce. Ora
Wait. Just come off the split.
dalla storia del passato pues
Okay. Wait, no scissors yet. We don't use scissors yet, sweetie. What we do is we open that up. Can you take it apart? Can you open it up, honey? Open it up like this. Look me. Open it up like that.
celebrando este día.
They're showing you how to do it. Take it off. They're showing you how, honey. See? You gotta open it up. What's wrong? Did you hurt your eye? They're showing you, honey. They're opening it for you. See? They're showing you how to make a doll. They're showing you how to make one. This is your doll. See?
Right, I'm going to record this, honey. As soon as she starts playing, so watch your elbows. On now. Here you go. Here's
Is this good enough for the arm?
So this is where I found a lot at. It's scripted up.
Why don't you take some of those right there?
Ooh, I found some.
I know a lot.
This? A lot.
Oh! Can I use a little bit?
So look.
The extra hair goes in the middle.
Look between them that are round up.
I know, because we don't.